Hey guys, today I want to talk to you about the capitals of Texas. A capital is just a place where your government is located. And our Republic of Texas has some pretty interesting places. So the first one was Washington-on-the-Brazos. This was the place where our government first got together to declare that they were breaking up with Mexico. They wrote the Declaration of Independence. And they also picked the in the meantime officials. So they said, all right, David G. Burnett, you're going to be the president. Lorenzo de Zavala, you're going to be the vice president. Sam Houston, you're in charge of the army. Now let's get out of here because Santa Anna is going to kill us. So it wasn't very long that it was our capital, but it was. After Washington-on-the-Brazos, everybody ran away to Harrisburg. This place was selected by David G. Burnett, and it was only temporary. They were just trying to get away from Santa Anna because he was looking to kill them. On April 15th, when they heard Santa Anna was close, they rushed to get on a boat and headed to Galveston. So our next capital was a boat named Cayuga. So as long as the government was together on the boat, that was our capital. They landed in Galveston on April 26th, and that became our next capital. They only stayed there a couple of days. Then, after the Battle of San Jacinto, they moved to Velasco, where they met Santa Anna and signed the Treaty of Velasco, ending the Texas Revolution. The capital of Velasco remained our capital until October of 1836. In October of 1836, we had our first voted on capital. So all the other capitals were just in the meantime. They were places that our government was together as they were running away from Santa Anna. But this is a place that the people of Texas all voted on. They said, we vote West Columbia to be our capital. And it was our capital from October until December 1836. And this is actually a picture of our first Capitol building. I know it looks really terrible, but don't judge it too harshly. Remember, cameras were not invented in 1836, so this is a picture much later of what was left of it. So in December of 1836, Sam Houston ordered the capital moved to Houston. Now, of course, this is not what Houston looked like in 1836, but the capital of Houston was closer to Sam Houston's home and more convenient for him, so that became the next capital. It was also a little safer. It was further away from Native American tribes that had been attacking different places, so he felt like it was safer, and that's where they moved it. Now, when President Lamar became the president, remember, he was sort of opposite of Houston. Houston said, let's just as quick as we can, let's join the United States, and that was his main focus. But Marabou Lamar was a very big dreamer. He had big dreams for Texas. He was like, no, we're going to be this great country one day, the Republic of Texas. And so because we're going to be this big, great country, we need to move the capital to someplace more in the middle of Texas so that everybody can get to it a little bit easier. Houston's going to eventually, one day in the future, Houston's going to be way too far from everybody. Let's put it more in the middle. And so he moved the capital to the town of Waterloo, and he renamed it Austin in honor of Stephen F. Austin. And the capital was moved there in October of 1839. This is a drawing of the plans for our Capitol building back then. Now, when Houston became president the second time, he said, all right, we're moving back to Houston. And the reason he did that is there had been some attacks, some Native American attacks, some Mexican troops had been patrolling around. And, I think they had attacked San Antonio, the Mexican troops had at that point. And so he was worried, like, y'all are too far away from everybody. You might get hurt. Let's move the capital back to Houston. Now, the citizens of Austin got really mad about that because they had been working really hard to make Austin this growing city, and they had visions of Austin being this beautiful city one day, and they were working so hard on it, and they were like, no, you can't move the capital. And so when Sam Houston sent some soldiers, I believe there were 24 of them, that he sent to Austin to pick up all of our archives. The archives are all of our important historical paperwork. So people's diaries and the Declaration of Independence and all of those special documents. He said, we're going to move those back to Houston so they're safer. And the people of Austin were like, no, you're not. In fact, some women sort of led this attack on the 24 soldiers, and they got a cannon and they guarded the archives, and they said, absolutely not. You are not taking our archives away, because if you do that, you'll never move the capital back to Austin again. And we don't believe you if you take these papers. So the soldiers left, and the government did move back to Houston, but the important papers stayed in Austin. When Anson Jones became president, the capital was moved back to Austin, and shortly after that, we became part of the United States, remember, in 1845. And when we joined the United States, Austin stayed our state capital instead of our Republic of Texas capital. It became our state capital. Now, I'm going to give you a little challenge here. There is a mistake, spelling mistake. It's a homophone that we have talked about in class. If you can find somewhere in my slideshow the spelling homophone mistake and put it in the comments, I will give you bonus. Talk to you guys soon.